Hey, what's up, guys? It's Fulo with another video to the whole LDBC. Um, yeah, man, it's that time again. And, this guy, he just doesn't stop. Hi, how are you doing? This guy really just doesn't stop, man. And, you know, I'm gonna I'm gonna stay on his neck until like he stops, until like he finally gets until like he's vanquished. Hey, how are you doing? And it doesn't have to just do with misinformation. It has to do with the simple fact this guy is hurting every single person, that he gets across. And it's just not going to fly here. I will refute him every single opportunity I get a chance to refute him at, no matter where it comes from. I will refute him. I really don't need to debate him. If he wants to debate, then that's fine. But my evidence is backed by not only, like, let's just say the higher self, as he says, but it's also backed by science. And the thing is about science is science will line up to the higher self, if it's correct. And many times, and it gets on my nerves, hearing him saying, "Oh, there is no white people. We're all melanated beings." And then he'll just go ahead and flip and say something like, "Oh, the white man got you feeling like this. You want to get at the original man. You want to stop the original man's masculine energy. And then I heard the guy say that, "Oh, all white people have to do is get dreadlocks and then they're black. There's no such thing as a white person. They're just more lightly melanated." Nigga, shut the hell up, man. I'm about to shut that down right now because I have a book, and my intention for this live is not to offend anybody, but I'm just giving scientific evidence that like shows different. Stop trying to group us all together. We're not the same. The reality is science shows differently that we are not the same people. You're white. Okay, I'm sorry to say it. You're white, and science will show that you're white too. I'm sorry to say it, but science will show that you're white too. Because I'm about to show that I'm about to show you that you're white, okay? And I'm sorry to say it, I'm just using reality. And reality is there are oh, I was about to say, because some people, but yeah, this nature guy, "Oh, you're melanated too." Sure. Oh, peace. Everybody has melanin. I'm not saying that, but don't try to group all races together, bro. It doesn't work like that. And I'm going to show you why it doesn't work like that. Okay? That's why it helps to read, man. And I'm thankful I come from a place that reading is very valuable. I'm thankful I come from a place that produced a great scholar in which I'm going to read from, whose name is Sheikh Anta Diop. May Jah have mercy on him. In case you don't know who he is, I'll give a brief intro. Sheikh Anta Diop, he was a Senegalese guy. He was a anthropologist. He was a Egyptologist. He knew linguistics. I think he knew how to read like just different ancient languages. He was educated in Paris, and he had 5 PhDs. So if any of you Carbon Nation members listen to this, who would you rather take information from? A dumbass guy who got a finger in his butt, basically, and a guy who basically is spreading disease over there? Or would you rather take it from a guy who has 5 PhDs? If you decide to follow Master Creature, that's fine. It's no problem. But the bottom line is this: it is true that we all have one common ancestor that came from Africa. That's true, okay? But the fact of the matter is that original ancestor, he went to populate the rest of the world, okay? He went everywhere, like Italy, Gibraltar, everywhere, okay? When he went everywhere, of course, things are gonna happen, you know? It's just that's just the way it is. I mean, he's going to different climates, he's going to different places, and so therefore you're going to become mutated. That's just the reality. And which means you are going to derive into a different race altogether. Okay? Originally, sure, you may be like black skin, but if you move to different places, then obviously the change is going to come. And that's just it. Because if we were all the same, if we were all the same people, okay, then why don't we look the same? Why don't we have the same pigmentation if we're all the same? You know? Why is it that the Becky you have over there, why is she not in your live videos as often? Why is she not outside if we're all the same and there is no white people, bro? Because I noticed that about his lives. He hardly even has that woman in the sun, bro, because he knows that her ass will get sunburned. Okay. Now, let me find this page in the book that shows what I'm talking about. Sheikh Anta Joke even makes distinction, okay, between the two. He says that Homo sapiens precedes the Dromaldi Negroid in Europe or in Asia. He then goes on to say that the first Caucasian appeared only 20,000 years ago, and that is called the Cro-Magnon man. So if he's making a differentiation between different people, Homo sapiens, Dromaldi, Cro-Magnon, what makes you think we're the same, bro? If there's already a differentiation, like what makes you say that we're all the same people when clearly we're not? Okay, it's and it just goes on, basically. Okay, he goes on even further. He says the Chancellor man, who would be the prototype of the yellow race, appeared in the reindeer period about 15,000 years ago in the Magdalenian age. And basically, this is a very technical book, so I'm trying to like keep it as simple as possible. But there is differentiations between like the races. So yellow race meaning like Asians and like Japanese and stuff like that. That's what that means. You know. But here's the key. This this basically shuts down everything Natureboy is saying about one race and stuff like that. Sheikh Anta Diop writes, thus humanity was born in Africa and differentiated itself into several races. Keyword, several races, okay? Not just one race, several races where the climate was sufficiently cold at the end of the Warmanian Galatian. So basically, he's telling you already that no, we're not the same. okay, we're different genetically, we're different. Maybe we started off with a common origin, but when you move around, obviously things are going to change, bro. So that in that woman, the thing is about that woman too is she may need to leave that encampment anyway, because of the simple fact that, like, yeah, I'm not trying to be rude or anything like that, but he doesn't let them use sunscreen. And I wouldn't want her to get sunburned, because I've seen people who've been in the sun too long, and then they get boils and stuff like that. So you're talking about being the same people, but like there's different kind of things that apply to different kind of people. And that's just due to the kind of environment in which the original man spread out into. But obviously he doesn't know that. And so here's this would probably be something Natureboy would say, and this is the author being sarcastic. No, I don't care. I don't care about making babies between races. I don't care. Me personally, I don't swirl. That's not my thing. But whoever does, that's their thing. They can do what they want to do. But me personally, I need a African woman. We have a saying back in my country. I need a Drianke. And basically a Drianke is a curvy African woman. And yeah, that's how it works for me. But everybody has different preferences. But that's not my intention. My intention is to show that we are different people and we are different races. And that Natureboy is full of shit. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, let me see. Bear with me while I look at the notes that I took. I just need to make sure I have everything that I wanted to say. Let me see. That guy is a nutcase. I will say that. That nigga needs help. I did contact the Airbnb guy, so I don't know if he's gonna answer me to stop his fuckery shit, man. And let me stop cursing before they flag me. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we have here. Okay. Sorry it's taking so long. It's just a lot of information in this book, and this book is a heavy. No, Natureboy needs to get out of Dodge. No, the problem is with these constructs and stuff like that are made. They're still far from. You can call it, like, people can call it a human construct, but at the end of the day, it's a reality. We're different. Like, I'm just saying, we're different, and he goes into this that sure, we have a common ancestor, but as things go on and as we move out, things happen, and we basically change. Yeah, like uh, the thing is about that. Yeah, sure. As I said, and it said in here in the text that people spread out, and that the first the book says this, that the first Europeans the first people to touch down in Europe, they were dark skinned. However, as things happen, you know, things change, and then different races come about. And that's all I'm trying to say. You can't just say like you can't just make your followers say something like there's no white when there surely is a right white. Because the thing is, um, the they're saying here they refer us to Homo sapiens. They refer African descendant people from as Homo sapiens. But then they say from that comes the Cro-Magnon, and the Cro-Magnon is what they will refer to as Caucasian today. Okay, and so this is all I'm saying. And let me just find like the rest of the things about what he said, because Sheikh Anta Joke broke it down. Like, but the problem is people don't read and they just want to follow. That's why he has like white dudes thinking that they can put like dreadlocks in their hair and that will make them white or black, and that's not true at all. That's not true. There's one thing I want to read. Yeah, that's the problem. He doesn't let nobody read. That's the whole issue that people have over there. He doesn't want them to read because he knows if they read, they'll free their mind up. That's how it works. And then he's going to condemn it, and then he's going to condemn education. Like he's going to condemn education, but to get an education, you have to work really hard at that, man. Like, come on, this guy who wrote this book has 5 PhDs. Who have you heard, especially a black dude, have 5 PhDs? And he's going to say that that's Babylon education? Come on now, man. Come on. Give me a break. Who would you rather listen to? A guy with 5 PhDs or a guy who makes you shit on a tree? Let me know. Just let me know. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like he picks and chooses everything. He called himself on the live, though. This is the thing. He called himself on the live. He said he was Caesar. That's what he said. He said he was Caesar. So that's what I'm saying. He may be melanated on the outside, but inside is straight crusader, basically. Straight crusader. Yeah. Let me see. Just need to look up something. But basically, it starts off as like it started off as basically Homo sapiens, and then it went to the Dromaeosaurine Negroid, and then it went to Cro-Magnon. It didn't just start with like it just didn't end at Negroid, and then all of a sudden like, oh, it's just Negroid, as he pitches it out. Like Negro, like, come on now, bro. That's the thing that gets on my nerves. And then the thing that made me mad is that he's trying to give her a pass, like give her like an honorary black card. Nigga, you're buck dancing. You know, stop the butt dancing, dude. I'll tell him to his face too. I'll tell him that he's a buck dancer. And I hope he watches it. And I hope his minions watch it too, to let them know that they're buck dancers as well. And they don't have no dignity for themselves. They have no dignity. And I'm about to find out basically, this basically is, this next thing that I need to find out is basically gonna just get the point across that I've been trying to get across about how there are different races, how there's not just one race, that we are the one, there's just a human race, is bullshit, okay? Science shows it's bullshit. All right? You can argue with science all you want, but a guy with 5 PhDs, a guy who invented a machine to measure how much melanin a mummy has. Yeah, I mean, okay, good luck with that, bro. You can argue all you want. And here we go again. He says it. He basically says the key word. He basically says what I've been saying all along and what I've been taught all along. The mutation from Negroid to Cro-Magnon did not happen overnight. There was a long transition period of more than 15,000 years, corresponding in to the appearance of numerous intermediate types between Negroid and the Euroboid, without any occurrence of interbreeding. In particular, the very first Cro-Magnons is Negroid, which seems normal. So again, it goes to my point. When you say the word mutation, that means there's more than one. Okay, it stemmed from one, but it went into something else. Okay, that's something different altogether. So that's why he's like pseudo pseudo pseudosciences is like very stupid that he does. He doesn't even know any real sciences. That's the problem with his ass. He doesn't even know real anthropology. He doesn't even know anything like that. That's the problem. That's the real big problem with him. I mean, there's even differences within the same group. That's what I'm saying. Like when they moved around, like they just adapted to the. Sure, we're all human. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. But at the end of the day, we have distinctions, okay? We have distinct things about ourselves. That doesn't mean that one of us is better than the other. I didn't say that. But I'm just saying there's certain things distinct to certain groups of people than there are to other groups of people. And that him trying not to, like, him saying that there's no distinction and that someone's higher, that people are all white, all black, and that, you know, people, there's no such thing as white, is bullshit. You know, that's all I'm saying. It's really bullshit. It's really buck dancing bullshit. Okay. Okay. Exactly. Exactly. Living like a damn caveman in an Airbnb. Okay. Living in a damn living like a caveman in an Airbnb. That's what I can't believe. This is what I can't believe about the whole thing. Okay, and let me see what else. Okay, let me see. So it gives a timeline basically of everything that happens, you know, and it just goes to show that that dude has no clue. He really doesn't have any clue. And yes, again, I'll re-enter I'll um reaffirm this. There were black people in Europe, okay, during until the Neolithic period, you know. And then after that, that's when, you know, you had the cave living. And then the cave living created the Cro-Magnon type, you know. That's it. And oh, yeah, there was different breeding. There was crossbreeding between like Negroid, Mongoloid, and Cro-Magnon. Okay. The fact that they say there was crossbreeding, the fact that they're saying that there's three different types right here in this book shows that it's just they're different. There's differences. Otherwise, if we were all the same, if we were all what he says, then yeah, it's sad. It's very sad. It's sad. I will say again, I'm not denying that nobody I'm not denying that people are like not melanated. No, I'm not denying that. What I'm denying is that we're all the same. Like we're all the same genetically and stuff like that when clearly we're not, you know? Because it's saying even here that basically when you look at like when you look at the yellow races, meaning like Japanese people, Chinese people, Arabs, and Jews, basically they're just mutations of um, two different races. You know, it's not like, and so again, you have two different races being separated from each other. You know, we can say again that the first being was a dark skinned person, but at the end of the day, yes, that dark skinned person derived to uh, a Caucasian, and then that Caucasian interbreeded with everything in between, and it gave birth to like the different races, like um, like for example, like Arabs, Assyrians, and stuff like that. Yes, there are different races. You can say we're all one race. That you would be saying you would be going against nature, basically. Since he's so into nature so much, if you say that if you're we're all one race, you're going against nature. We're all we're all human beings. Yeah, sure. But at the end of the day, no. Like it like you can't say that. You can't say and try to push that on people. The topic was about like I was just refuting him on how he says that, we're there is no white people, we're all one race, um they're just having lower melanin and things like that. No, I'm showing that throughout time we did derive from one human being. We did derive from one single ancestor. But once that ancestor spread out, it mutated and it turned into a different races, and it just didn't stay the same. So to say that we're the same is like BS, and it's going against nature. It's going against science, okay? And like me personally, like I look at science that's proven. And this science is proven. Like, this is proven science. This guy did the groundwork. I mean, this guy has done conferences and everything like that. So to say that, like, to say that, you know, there's only one race of people is very wrong. And you're just deceiving people. That's all I was trying to say in this live stream is that, like, I was trying to give the scientific perspective from it, you know? Because if we were all one race, why would this scholar differentiate? Why wouldn't he call us all Homo sapiens if that was the case? But he made distinctions. He said Homo sapiens. He said Germaldi Negroids, and then at the end of the day, he said Cro-Magnons, and then he said Mongoloid too. Those are three distinct races of people. So how can you say we're all one race? You know, like, you're just fooling more people, more and more people, you know, because science goes against you. Science goes against him, and 5 PhDs go against him. So, I mean, that's pretty much all I got for now. That's all I really wanted to say. I just had to get it off my chest. It's like one of the first videos I did that actually used science instead of using the practical stuff. There's like technical terms, but you know, Natureboy wouldn't understand these terms. This guy was an anthropologist. He was a linguist. He was an Egyptologist, or whatever you call that word. He was, I want to say, just a scientist, and he was also a political figure as well. But yeah, he wrote many works on these topics. He basically refuted how many people think that the ancient Egyptians were from the Cro-Magnon species. He refuted that, and he contributed greatly to the field of this study, you know. And again, I can just say, if we want to get really technical, if we really want to get super, super technical, because he has a timeline here, if we really want to get like down to the nitty gritty technical, we can say that there's racial differentiation of humanity in Europe, because he listed several white races, and that's true. Like, you can tell differences between, like, you see someone from Italy, you see someone from like Russia, someone from Serbia. There's differences basically, you know. And so for him to say that we're all one and we're all the same, I don't know who he's fooling. Because if that was the case, right, he has people, he has Caucasian followers. See, I've seen them go on live stream with them, growing out the beard and stuff like that. I've seen all of that. If that's the case, if we're all the same and stuff, why don't more of them join you over where you are? Because let's face it, they probably got the means to join you where you are. Why won't? Yeah, but at the same time, what I'm saying about race is, you can't, even if it's a created construct, it can't be discounted. Distinctions can't be discounted like he's trying to distinct. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm really saying. At the end of the day, nobody's going to say to me, if you put me next to a guy who's from, like, let's say Sweden, nobody's going to say to me, oh, you guys are genetically the same, or you guys are the same, or oh, you guys can live in the same places, and like it's going to be, there's not going to be a difference between you guys. You can't tell me that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I've seen it firsthand when tourists come back home to Africa. I've seen it firsthand. You know, it's way different. So that's what I'm saying, and that's just what my point is. And I'm not trying to separate. It's not like I'm trying to add separation or anything like that. But it just is what it is. I mean, even different, even yeah, we can do a live panel. Like we can do one on, like, on Google Map or Google Hangouts or Google Google or Skype or whatever the case may be, or Zoom, whichever one it is. I mean, it just is what it is. I'm not going to go against science. And I'm not going to go against proven science. And what Sheikh Anta Diop said is proven. Yes, we started off as Negroid, but as the Negroid moved around, the Negroid mutated, and from those mutations, the Negroid interbreeded. And that's just the reality. That's it. At the end of the day, sure, you have to look at a person's actions, no matter what color they are. That's what it comes down to. It comes down to a person's actions, what they do, how they carry themselves. But what I'm saying is this: don't compromise your genetics. Don't compromise your distinctions. What if we were all the same? Ask yourself that. What if we were all the same color, the same hue, the same genetic makeup? Then there would be no point in creation. There would be no point for us to be created, because we would be doing all the same things. We were created different for a reason. Unfortunately, some of those differences have not worked out. But it's just science, man. It's just proven science. And Natureboy cannot refute me. And that's the bottom line. If he were to come on this live right now and try to refute me, then he will lose. And that's the bottom line. I have everybody has their personal preferences when it comes to even dating and stuff like that, whatever the case may be. Me personally, as I said before, I don't swirl. That's just it. That's just my preference. It's nothing personal. But whoever wants to do whatever they want to do, they can do what they want to do. It's not affecting me. But what Nature Boy is doing is affecting a lot of people because it's misinformation. That's the problem. And so I'm trying to stop that. And I will stop that. Because at the end of the day, everybody needs to read, not just Black people. Everybody needs to read. As I said, that, hey, that's your opinion. That's fine. No problem. You can call it love. That's fine. That's, hey, if that's what, hey, if that's your thing, that's your thing. Okay? Cool. That's your thing. Okay. It's just, as I said, different people, different strokes for different folks. That's all I have to say. But I'm not going to let this guy give out misinformation when I have the information. And it's been written by someone who did the work. Nature Boy has not done the work. All he's done is Googled and picked and choose certain things, certain aspects. But he hasn't done the work. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't care what people say or anything, but when I look at his live videos, and I think I said this at the beginning of the broadcast, you don't see whatever his name is, Rambo, and you don't see the other woman, Caucasian woman, outside like that. You don't really see them that often. I'm pretty sure they're staying in the tents. That's my guess. You can't take someone who's not essentially used to that environment and expect them to, like, all of a sudden be comfortable. It doesn't work like that. It really doesn't work. No matter what he says. And his nonsense needs to stop. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That place, what he's doing, and this is my problem. This is my biggest problem I have. He's not even teaching the people moral uprightness. He's not teaching the people like different kinds of things. Like, for example, like alchemy. And like alchemy is different from alchemy has really different meanings. But basically, what I see at that Herpy Nation is that people go there who are hurt, who are looking for acceptance, because he set the platform for them to hurt other people. And that's just the bottom line. Because the way I look at it is that if you're of sound mind and sound judgment, you're not going to go over there. In fact, if you really wanted to do and be in nature, what you would do probably is you would try to get an internship or try to go to school where you can learn a trade that will help you be in nature, will help you farm, will help you do botany or something like that. I mean, I know for a fact because I was about to go to this school, but instead I just opted to stay here. But Costa Rica has a school that's just for agriculture by itself. Its whole purpose is preservation and like dealing with like organics and stuff like that. So again, it's just a charlatan running a scam. He has no proof with real sciences. I have the real sciences. Thank God, because you couldn't be stupid in my household, and that's just it. I'm looking at track records. And I know I'm going to sound dumb. And I know I'm going to sound very bad and very arrogant, what I'm about to say right now. But basically, if you join carbonation, you're mentally retarded. Because nobody in their right mind would join. Nobody would. Especially when you can go to a library and you can find out information that he claims he's teaching, and it comes from a reliable source. The thing is this. Common sense would say that taking a guy who has 5 PhDs and looking at his work, which is based on science, which is based on extensive research, if he's telling me that there is differentiation in races and that there are mutations in races, but then Natureboy is telling me, oh, no, we're all one. We're all one. We're all melanated beings. There's no such thing as white. Who am I going to listen to? That's just the bottom line. Who do I listen to? Do I listen to the guy whose face is peeling, whose hair that you can set a match to? Or do I listen to the guy who's a distinguished scholar, has a university named after him, which some of my family studied at, and they're doing quite well for themselves? Like, who do you want me to listen to? Are you going to call me a Negropean for simply taking something that someone has researched thoroughly on the topic? So this is what needs to be said about it. This is what really needs to be said. I mean, I can go into more and more detail about this book, basically. I can go into a lot of detail, because this book covers a lot. It covers a lot of things, basically. And it's not to stroke the ego that people come from different races. It's just facts. That's all it comes down to. It's just facts. People change with their environment. That's just it. And so he already laid down the ground. He already did the work. The pen is dried already. That's what I'm trying to say. The pen is dry. So for Nature Boy to try to reinvent the wheel and say, I'm giving knowledge, or I'm giving you this knowledge, you guys want this knowledge, is stupid. That's just it. And I can't let it go down. I'm going to be on his head. Tomorrow he's going to say something stupid that I'm going to refute. That's just it. The more he says something, the bigger hole he digs himself into. That's just it. And I'll help him dig the hole. That's the thing. I have no problem with that. If he wants to dig that hole, I'll help him do it. You know? But what I think, and this is just what I think, and I could be wrong. He's pitching that idea because he knows that's where the donations are going to come from. He doesn't promote Black love, because if he promoted Black love, he would take care of his other kids he would take care of the kids he already has. That's Black love. When a man takes care of his kids, that's Black love. Please don't believe that, because I've talked to former members of that thing. Do not believe anything you hear. There's a lot of things that we don't know, that we don't see, that goes on behind the scenes. And I can even go into that woman who was there from Canada. No, never say never. We can say it happened. There's a lot of things, like I said, we don't see. So at the end of the day, I'm going to drive it home because I got to wake up in a couple of hours. So I'm going to wrap it up. At the end of the day, Nature Boy is full of shit. There are different races. We did start from a common race, but as that common race spread, it changed, it mutated, and it became distinct. And it had distinct genetic features between each and every one of them. And that's all I'm going to say. And if any reflections are watching this, I want all the smoke. You can bring it, because all of you guys are cowards. And, I'm going to stay on your ass. That's just the bottom line. I'm going to stay on your ass. I do my sports videos and stuff like that, but, this is something I do too. And the more I stay on your ass, the more that you guys are gonna fall. But thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you guys like it, like it. If you don't like it, it's up to you. If you want to subscribe, then that's it. And FYI, I'm not a teacher. I'm a student, and I'm just someone who researches. I'm just someone who happens to have access to this information. But no, I'm not a teacher, and I don't plan to be one, you know? But again, science doesn't lie. It doesn't lie. Nature Boy lies, but science doesn't. Anthropology doesn't. So until next time, guys, thank you for tuning in. Blessings to you guys. Out till the next one. Njarama.